Hi, welcome along to AFTV. Of course, we are moving into the transfer season. The transfer window opening up very soon. A lot of clubs are already starting to do business, apart from us, as usual. All right.
Surprise, surprise.
But we did this video last year, right? And we said we're going to bring it back. Me and Turkish, we did the video. It was a bit contentious sometimes, right? But the video is called Keep or Sell. We go through our squad, our current squad, including all the players that are going to be returning back to Arsenal, because remember, there's been a lot of players out there on loan, and we decide between us, in our opinions, who we keep and who we sell. And I want you guys to get involved at home as well, in the comment section, the players you'll keep and the players you'll sell as well. So, simple format. We did it last year, it banged, we said we're going to bring it back again. Here we go. Turkish.
Yes, let's start.
Keep or sell, starting off in goal, Leno.
I'd actually want to keep Leno. I know we've replaced him already with Matt Turner, but if it was up to me, my opinion as an Arsenal fan, I think Leno's a very adequate backup. He showed that in that one game he started. Was Aston Villa away?
Yeah.
Big game for him, and he came out with a clean sheet. I'd actually keep him, but we'll resign to losing him.
Do you know what? That's actually a great shout. I'd love to keep him as well. He's too good to be a number two, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem, and and fair play to him. I thought that what he did very well this season. He didn't moan. He didn't think. He just got on. I saw him a lot of times in games when they're warming up. He's doing the warm-ups. No problems. Didn't seem to be sulking. But he's far too good a goalkeeper to be playing as a second fiddle. I'd love to keep him. He is going. But if we were able to keep, I'd keep as well.
Yeah. He's been very professional.
He is going.
One question on him: do you think we'll actually get back the money we paid for him?
No.
Yeah, that's
Do we ever?
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
Ramsdale,
Easy
obviously,
keep, yeah.
we keep. Okawankwu,
I guess.
back up.
Yeah, third choice.
Massive keeper. You ever seen the size of him?
Yeah.
Huge he is,
Last year pre-season.
Yeah. Okay, getting into the defenders, Kieran Tierney. Keep or sell?
A lot of people are entertaining selling him this year because of the injury problems, but I can't see that. I can't see that at all.
No chance.
I'd actually build upon him. I'd bring in a fullback that can compete with him, maybe start ahead of him, and he'd be, a rotational option to avoid these injuries. But I'll keep Kieran Tierney all day long.
A fit Kieran Tierney, you've said it before, is like a potential captain. He's a great player, embodies the heart of this team. It's just his fitness. We all know that. It's just the fitness, but definitely keep for me as well. Ben White, I guess he's only just coming. That's a definite keep. Gabriel?
Keep.
Definite keep for me as well. Rob Holding?
I'm selling him. Far too many chances at Arsenal Football Club, and the way we ended the season, come on.
He did actually come in and do well, though. Remember, he came in, up until that Tottenham game, nobody was criticising him, weren't they? Everyone was sort of saying, hey, Rob's come in, he's done well, me included.
Yeah.
He lost it completely in that Tottenham game.
When it
lost
mattered.
his head.
All those good performances from him, in the end, that moment, or those moments against Tottenham, undoes all of that.
So you just sell him off for one moment, though?
It's not just one moment with Rob Holding. He's lucky to even get into last season. I would have sold him last summer. I would have sold him the summer before that. He's not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. And he cost us at the end of this season. It's not just him. I don't put not making top four on Rob Holding, but it was so stupid to act in the way he did against Tottenham. I can't forgive that. Look how old he is. Look how long he's been here. He's meant to be experienced. Oh, exactly that. A leadership group doing that against Tottenham. It's not ideal. So I'd be selling him.
All right, Holding.
What would you do? William Saliba comes in, so... Yeah.
Experience, that's a backup. He's not a bad player,
For fifth choice, I guess you can understand that, but...
If you sell him, you have to buy someone to replace him.
We've got Omar Rekik, the young Tunisian defender. Surely he must be ready.
Is a good better than Holding, though? I keep him.
Keep him.
I keep him. I think as an experienced player, as long as he knows he's not starting and that, which I think he does, I'll probably keep him. Cedric, it's
a funny one with Cedric.
Another guy come in and did all right. When on the whole, you got to say.
Yeah.
Experience.
I'd keep him because I don't see us buying two fullbacks, and we need to sort the Kieran Tierney situation out. So on that side, I'd keep him as the backup for Tomiyasu.
Yeah. I'd sell him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he done well when he came in. I think he always does his best for Arsenal. I think he does have some qualities. His deliveries is excellent. But what I'd want Arsenal to be doing is maybe bringing in someone like a Jed Spence as competition to Tomiyasu. That's what I'd like to see. Two really hungry players fighting for that spot. Whoever comes out on top is your spot.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd sell. But on the other hand, if we didn't get a player like that to replace him, then I'd keep him. But I want to see us getting someone, a real top quality fullback who's like, because nowadays it's not even like players that are the backup. They play a lot of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd sell.
I'd like to see him with a striker that actually he's in and around the 18-yard box. Like you said, he's got good delivery.
Yeah, yes.
So if we get a target man in there, someone that can feed off of his crosses, then he might be a bigger asset than we thought.
All right. Tomiyasu, obviously.
Soldier. He's
Nuno Tavares.
Look, you know, I'm tempted to say sell, but you know, how much would you really get for him?
We didn't pay much for him, did we?
We didn't, 8 million. Arteta doesn't seem to favour him. You know, when push come to shove at the end of the season, when we needed a left back to replace Tierney, Arteta went with Granit Xhaka.
Yeah. Hooked off. I remember he famously hooked off after 25 minutes.
Yep.
Hooked off after the first half in another game. But then, when he came in for Tierney earlier on in the season, performed well.
Maybe loan him out, build up his value, and then sell him next year. But I just don't see a future for him at Arsenal with the way Arteta handled the situation and what we've seen of him too. Don't get me wrong. First half of the season, good quality. He came in and done a job. But second half of the season, very poor.
I'm with you. I'd loan him. I wouldn't sell him. I'd loan him out. He's what I see there is raw talent.
Yeah.
Raw talent, right? So I'd loan him out. I wouldn't sell him yet. I'd want to see if he can, you know, get a bit more football intelligence in certain areas. You know what I mean? So I'd probably say I'd go for a loan him out. I agree with you. I'd loan him out. Thomas Partey.
You got to keep Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
Similar with Tierney.
Thomas Partey's quality.
Yeah, similar with Tierney, build on him. You know, add the real competition in, not a youngster coming through that can take over. Add someone in there that Thomas Partey is looking at thinking, if I don't do my thing in training, if I don't do my thing when I get a chance, then I might be on the bench the next game.
All right, Saka, that's obviously.
Easy.
Keep. Odegaard.
Keep.
Smith Rowe.
Keep.
Sambi Lokonga.
Midfield's a problem area for us. But at the same time, similar to Tavares, Arteta hasn't really trusted him in the biggest moments. So maybe a loan would bode well for him. But it's weird me saying that because he's 22 years of age now. He's going to turn 22. He's of the age where he should be, you know, in and around the first team. Let me say keep. Let me say keep and hope that what I saw in the first year wasn't the Lokonga we're going to see moving forward.
I'd say keep as well. We need to see big improvements.
Yeah.
He looked okay. Just you know what it is with Sambi Lokonga. You never looked at him and thought he's a bad player, but you never looked at him and thought, oh, he's anything special.
Yeah, exactly.
He just almost like played within himself. I didn't see nothing that made me think, wow, this guy's going to be, give him a year or so, he's going to, you know what I mean? So
like Guendouzi had. When we saw Guendouzi earlier, it was like, this guy going to be a player.
Yeah. I didn't see, to be honest, Guendouzi's levels were better.
Yeah.
But he's so highly rated by how he came, and I want to see more.
Yeah.
And maybe being in the Europa League, we'll get to see more.
That's
so keep. Next guy, he signed a new deal anyway, so we're keeping him, but I want to get your view on it anyway. Mohamed Elneny.
Yeah, I'm not against the contract extension. I think as a fourth, fifth choice centre mid, I'm happy with Elneny.
Yeah.
Comes in, does a job. He didn't come in on a high fee. He's not on high wages. He loves the club. He loves the city. I'd keep Elneny. He's good character.
I'd keep him as well. I think as a backup, he knows his sort of, you know, it's harsh to say this, but he kind of knows his place.
Yeah.
He knows what he is. And when he came in towards the end of the season, he done an excellent job. You know, so definitely a very good squad player. So I'd keep him as well. Experienced now as well. Here's a couple for you. Granit Xhaka.
I'd be selling, Rob. It sounds. Everyone's gonna say Turkey's got agenda. He's had a good season. Listen, A good season for Granit Xhaka is average to me. Has this season been better than before? Yes, slightly.
Take the red cards out. He's had a good season.
But good by his standards is average by a big club standards. That's my issue with it. I'm not saying he hasn't been good, but is good enough for Arsenal Football Club? I don't think so. I think his good is a 6, 5. We need a midfielder that comes in and when he's good, he's a 7. You know, when he's great, he can be a 9. Xhaka doesn't have that in him. And yeah, there's still a sour taste left in my mouth from the whole, you know, fans versus Xhaka, Xhaka versus the fans. There's still...
Come on, that's a long time ago now.
Yeah, no one's drawn the line on it. There's, you know, Xhaka's recent interview towards the end of the season, he didn't exactly draw a line on it. You know, he hasn't really apologised for it. He hasn't held his hands up. Nah. I can't get over that. I can't. Arsenal Football Club giving him another chance after ripping off...
Everyone deserves another chance.
Yeah, another chance at another club, maybe. But for me, Xhaka, we need to build on him.
You know, I'm going to be almost seem like I'm contradicting because I'm Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
Not because I thought he had a good season. If you take away those red cards, I thought he was one of our most consistent players. But I think we need an upgrade. I think he falls into that category for me of players that have been there for a long time. And they haven't really done it. So why are we keeping him for longer? I feel it was a bit like with the Aubameyang situation where he needs a new challenge and it worked well for him.
Yeah.
And if we'd have replaced him, it might have worked well for us, you know what I mean? But I think it's the same with Xhaka. I think Xhaka needs a new challenge now.
Can I ask you something, Rob? Yeah.
He needs a new challenge. And we need an upgrade.
People say you can't measure it like this, and I understand why you'd say that, but when he was first available after that captaincy issue, yeah, in January, was it 2019 or 2020, only Hector Bellerin were in for him. Last summer, when he was available for, let's say, 18 mil, only Roma in the Conference League came in for him at 13 mil. But this is the midfielder that we're meant to keep and think he's going to bring us into top 4 when he's available for a low fee and no big club wants him. And I'm not saying big, Man City, Real, Barcelona, but not even a Milan or a Napoli or a Atletico.
Well, AC Milan were linked with him as well at one time. And they have just won the league.
Well, they're thinking bigger than him now.
Yeah, but I just look on it and just think, you've been here for a long time. Time to move.
Yeah.
And for us, we need someone else in that position. That's what I think about it.
I agree.
So I'd sell. Alexander Lacazette.
See you later. Yeah. It's a shame because I liked him when he first come. I think he was hard done by, always getting subbed for Giroud in the 70th minute. Then we buy Oba and he's a backup striker 6 months into his Arsenal career. Then he doesn't get selected by France and they win the tournament. He had setbacks early on, but he always seems to give his all.
Gives his all.
It's a shame at the end he ran out of legs.
He's not been a bad for Arsenal. He's never lifted off.
Yeah.
And I think he's another player who needs a new challenge now. You know.
And he's cheeky.
If he stays at Arsenal, he won't be starting his what?
Request Champions League. Cheeky. I mean...
What's wrong with that?
Because you've been part of the reason why we haven't been in Champions League.
True, but he's obviously... I think people took that thing a little bit out of context. He knows that he might be moving on. They're asking him where. He goes, I want to go to a club maybe and play in the Champions League. Why not? You want to play at the highest level.
Well, if I was the interviewer, I'd say to him, do you think you're good enough to play in the Champions League?
Well, then that's another matter.
Yeah, well,
you know,
that's why it's cheeky to me, you know. All these players don't really have accountability to the mess
get us in the Champions League.
Exactly.
But yeah, sell.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one for you. Pepe.
Sell. I think it's time now, Rob. What is it now, 3 years? 3 years. He still hasn't started 10 games in a row for Arsenal Football Club. I'm not giving...
Is it the manager or him? Has he ever been given a proper run in
He hasn't.
team?
He hasn't.
Never.
He hasn't. But I also think the league comes into play as well. I don't think he's built for this league. The system that definitely doesn't help him because we don't get the ball up in attacking positions quick enough at Arsenal. That's why Saka at times double teamed, or when Pepe's on double, triple teamed, and we're far too slow and lethargic. So if we had a Man City or a Liverpool system where it's fast paced, well, more so Liverpool, I think he'd excel more. But I think this league isn't built for him. I don't think he's strong enough.
As people say he's not strong enough, I saw him playing the African Cup of Nations, where very physical. The African
mentally,
Cup of Nations, but he just.
It's like he whimpers in the league. It's sometimes he comes on, he'll win you a game. Sometimes he'll come on and he'll nearly throw the game away for you.
Yeah, I'd sell. The manager's doesn't have the confidence in him. You can tell because he never gives him a run. To me, it hasn't worked out. That price tag's he's never lived up to it. He has a lot of ability, but it's just not working out for him. Sell and bring in someone else, in my opinion.
Need to help Saka out, because how many games did Saka look like he needed to break, and Arteta doesn't trust Pepe, so he just stayed the 90 minutes.
Here's a good one for you, Eddie Nketiah.
I wouldn't have given him a new contract, Rob. I wouldn't have given him a new contract. I know there's a divide in the fan base, whether it's smart business or whether it's the same nonsensical decisions Arsenal make. I lean more to the latter.
£100,000 a week.
He hasn't earned that. 100,000 in this day and age in the Premier League is not a lot, but he hasn't earned that money.
But they've got to give it to him because otherwise he can go elsewhere.
Well, he can, but so what?
And then Arsenal are going to have to buy another player, 20, 30 million to replace him.
But whose fault was that, Rob? We could have sold Eddie Nketiah last summer. We could have sold him the summer before. We should have replaced him or Laka last summer. We should have bought one of their replacements in January. All these windows have gone past without replacing them. Now we give him a new contract. People are saying, it's because we would have to spend 30 million.
Well, they were trying to sell him.
They were.
They were trying to move him on, but they couldn't get the right amount of money for him.
Palace said 10 million, we wanted 20. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Sometimes you're going to have to do that. How often do Arsenal let players go for free? So right now, 10 million last summer would have helped. If we had sold Maitland-Niles for 15 last summer, that's an extra 25 mil. So I can't let Arsenal off for not doing business when they should have and being put in this position now where you're right. If we don't re-sign him, we need to buy 3 strikers or 2 strikers. Now we've re-signed him. I'm sorry, but if Arsenal buy 1 striker, then next season ain't going to go well for us with Eddie as the backup.
He can't be the 1 striker. I'd keep him because I think when he came in at the end of the season, he done very well. Apparently someone was saying to me his XG is better than Jesus, who we were all saying we should try and get, right? I remember Jesus playing in a much better team. I thought he did very well, but he's still not my starter. He's still not my starter. But I'd keep him because I think he earned the right to be kept by coming in. Because remember, what we have to remember is all previous times, he's never had a run in the team. Half hour here, 15 minutes there. That is difficult as a striker. Literally, if you don't come in and score in those games, people are going to be like,
Now my problem is...
And then you'll see a stat like, played 10 games, scored no goals. But in the games in which he started in, towards the end of the season, I thought he was one of our standout players towards the end of the season. So he earned the right, I think, to stay, but he's not my main guy.
But you see your arguments for him in terms of, when he was given a chance, he scored a few goals. You're also saying that he's going to be your third choice striker, so he's not going to get those chances.
No, but he'll get chances because probably if you bring in a new striker, he'll get chances. He'll get chances to come in a lot more because he'd be like our Lacazette type player, the second and third guy, to the main guy. We're going to have Europa League. He'll probably start those games. You know what I mean? So you get a lot of opportunities. If he plays in the Europa League and he's banging in loads of goals, you could start. It's competition for places. Harry Kane at Tottenham became the starting player by his record in the Europa League. So, that would be my opinion on it. But Gabriel Martinelli.
Easy, keep.
Yeah. Alex Runarsson, I think his contract's run out anyway.
Yeah, it must be gone. Sell, whatever.
Sell. Hector Bellerin, who has had a good season at Real Betis.
Apparently so. See you later.
Right back we need?
Yeah, right back. Remember the years we was going into seasons with him there and we still needed a right back. People shouldn't, paint the past in a different way. Bellerin was never, let me not say never. Early in his career, he looked like he was going to be something. He never, fulfilled that ambition.
So sell.
Sell.
I think sell.
He wants to stay at Betis.
He wants to go at Betis anyway, so sell. William Saliba.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Keep. Young French Player of the Year.
Yeah.
That tells you all you need to know. Had a great season. We've had this guy now, nearly 4. I remember him sitting in the ground at Watford.
Yeah.
Right? No, I'm not on about last season, I'm about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Sitting in that when we first signed him. He's been there nearly 3 years, not played a game for us.
It has been 3 years.
Ridiculous.
Signed in the same summer as Pepe.
Has to start.
And
worries me now that he could come back, have a great season, and then say, I want to go.
Yeah, because 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah. It's a weird. The
club have to sort it out.
Yeah, Pablo Mari.
I'd rather Marie than Holding, that's for sure. But yeah, I think he's on the way out. You know what? In my opinion, I'd keep Marie, but yeah, I'm gonna sell him.
Sell. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
With Marie, you have a left-sided centre-back that can come in for Gabriel, and then we'd have Saliba and Ben White on the other side.
Yeah, it's a big drop-off when he comes in for me as well, man. I'd rather get someone else. Sell for me. Lucas Torreira, who could be coming back.
Yeah, sell him as well. We've already given his number away, haven't we, to Martinelli?
You have another number for me?
Yeah, well, I think that indicates that, you know, your time is done here.
But they're having problems sorting out a deal with Fiorentina.
Yeah, well, when you leave yourselves in the position we're in, they're going to win that argument because Torreira doesn't want to come back. He's not happy in England, and we all know this already. Arteta doesn't fancy him, so he's going to go.
Yeah.
That gives the power to the buying club.
Yeah, sell. Yeah. Definite sell for me.
And it's a shame because he looked like he was going to bring something we needed for years in the middle.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Time to sell.
Yeah. Should have sold him last year. Didn't. We've held on to him. Looks like we promised him, yeah, you're going to play, and then we sent him out on loan. It's weird. But for the player's sake, sell him. Let him go and play football, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out for him.
Guendouzi.
I think that's already done.
That's already kind of done.
Yeah,
It's gone. If that wasn't...
Keep him.
Yeah.
Work it out. I mean, there's a talent there for sure.
Definite.
There's definitely attitude problems
another guy's gone and done well, but...
Selected for France, scored for France, you know. It's a shame with Guendouzi as well, because I liked his character a lot.
Yeah, so did I. He had a fighting character, and he's a player that's going to, I think, year on, year out, he's going to get better.
Yeah. He'll move to a big club again in his career, and then we'll see if it was our fault or his fault.
That's sold anyway. Yeah. Reiss Nelson. He's had a very good season over in Dutch football for Feyenoord.
Interesting one. I'd sell. I think it's time. And I was a fan of Reiss Nelson. I just think he hasn't kicked on. Saka's made that position his own now. We do need depth in that position. We just talked about Pepe, but I don't think Reiss Nelson coming in as backup would be adequate depth if you're going for top 4. I like him though. It's
a tough one. I haven't seen enough of him on loan. They say he's had a great season. What he lacked a bit for me was strength. And he's got so much ability, but sometimes I don't know if he believes enough in himself.
End product is not.
Love to see him make it at Arsenal because he's come through the ranks, but it might have to be sold.
Yeah. Just
for the fact that, again, another guy who deserves at this now age to be playing football week in, week out, and I don't think he's going to get that at Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree.
And final player, Balogun, who's been out on loan Middlesbrough. Been okay.
Yeah.
Okay on his loan move, still very young.
I think in an ideal world, we keep him and he's our third choice. But with Eddie Nketiah's new contract, I doubt it. So we'll probably loan him out again.
I think I'd loan him out again. I think Eddie Nketiah should be out free, and we should be bringing in 2 other strikers. Balogun's not quite there yet. Let him continue out there with the Championship or maybe another team. Somewhere he's going to play a lot of football.
Yeah.
And then we know he's got the talent, then bring him back. But at the moment, I still think he's a little bit off.
Do you know what Arsenal will do, in my opinion? We'll buy 1 striker, but Eddie will be second and Balogun will be third.
Well, that'd be a disaster if we do that, in my opinion, because we're then relying on 2 very young players again, which is something that we shouldn't be doing.
Yep.
I'd loan him, would be my thing. I wouldn't sell him. I'd loan him for him to come back. So that's it. We've gone through the squad. We've told you who we're going to keep and who we're going to sell. But what about you guys? We want to get your opinions as well in the comments. Who you keeping? Who you selling? Who you calling that taxi for to get them away from the club as soon as possible? Or who are you putting your arm around them, begging them, please don't go? We want to hear from you guys in the comment section right now. Like and subscribe to this video. See you on the next one. And that's Keep or Sell, me and Turkish. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.